What's up, everybody? Big Herc, fresh out, and you're tuned into our new series, Prison Stories. You're gonna hear a story from somebody who's either lived it, witnessed it, or experienced it. These stories are gonna turn the hairs on your back up and have your motherfucking toes curling. These stories ain't no fucking joke. You guys think this fucking is a game? This ain't no motherfucking game. Anything could happen to you in prison. And these are prison stories.
Hey guys, Badger checking in. You know, we're discussing about some things that can't be unseen. I was reminiscing the other night in bed and I was thinking of some content for you, and I was recalling when I was in a certain institution. It was Cinco de Mayo. We were kicking back, playing some pinochle, bumping some tunes, doing the whole homeboy thing, and next thing I know, I see a gathering. You know, once you start seeing a gathering, you get that feeling in your gut. And then when you look over and you see that it's your people gathering, you get that big feeling in your gut. So with that said, I walked over, got at whoever to find out what was going on, and it was fixing to go down any second. You know, before I got all the information, it kicked off, and so we're out there fighting. This wasn't just a skirmish. It was 19 heads against a whole bunch of another car. It was brutal, you know what I mean? Like, you never seen tables being torn apart by just individuals without tools or anything like that. I mean, metal tables literally being torn apart. People just, broom handles being smashed, broken, being ran into people, you know. The gunshot goes off, everybody gets down, everybody has to get back up, you know. And I mean everybody. You can't stay laying on the ground unless you've been put down for good. And it was crazy, you know. Like, you don't even feel the fear until after it's all said and done, you know, when they come out. And this is one time that I thought I was shot, because when they shot into the railroad ties, and a piece of splinter had flown off and hit me in the ass. And it felt like fire. It was on fire. I thought for sure I was shot. I was screaming, "I'm shot," to the gunner. And he's telling me, "Get down or you're gonna be shot." And, you know, I continued running towards the track. We were in the dirt, and I kept trying to stomp on people's heads as I was running to the track. And everybody gets back up again. It shoots another shot into the warning block still. And they're railroad ties, in case I didn't explain that. But so everybody lays down, and we end up going back to the back. I go to the infirmary, and you know, there's a bunch of damaged individuals in there. I mean, just leaking way worse than me, and I'm whining about a little splinter in my ass. You know, I get back to the hole, and that's what they started trying to call me. "Hey, Splinter!" I'm like, "I got your splinter right here, bud." You know what I mean? Like, let these gates crack. You know, it's quick how you don't even know what's going on before you know you're into something. You know. Another time in the county jail, there was a chomo up on the thing. He had like 67 counts, and I was bringing food to him. I didn't know that the top two, I mean, I was told they were PCs, but I didn't know any of their charges. And I walk down there and I get gassed in the face with urine and feces. And I'm like, this fool. So he's got his bars tied up to where even the guards couldn't just open his bars. He had them all tied up. And I went and cleaned up, whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna get this dude somehow. So this went on for a minute. I would just throw his tray in front of his thing, so he didn't eat for like, I don't know, 6 consecutive meals, 2 days or whatever. He called his people, told his people. The watch commander came down, grabbed me, grabbed the sergeant, grabbed the lieutenant, grabbed the fucking standard sheriff, and we all went down there, and he told his version. I told my version. At the time, excuse me guys, sorry. We started walking away. The watch commander tells me, "Hey bud, whatever you've been doing, continue doing." I was like, nice. So anyway, I walk down there and I tell them from 2 cells down, I'm like, hey, I need to talk to you. I got nothing in my hands. I'm coming down. And so I stepped in front of him. I said, look, we need to call this a truce. You know, you're a piece of shit. In your eyes, I'm a piece of shit. Whatever. We got to live here right now, and it's my job to feed you. You almost cost me my job. So whatever ended up happening, I don't know if you know, but in those filaments, in those light bulbs, there's filament. And if you scratch that stuff out and put it in there, let's just say it gives them a very nasty upset stomach, and they're probably going to the hospital. Somehow that ended up in his food. I couldn't say how. And he never returned. You know, I don't know what happened to him, but these are the things that go on in there. You see things and then you become part of those things, you know. You get as sick as the next individual can get with. So, a lot of you guys have asked about the Lawnmower Story. So I just get to a certain institution. I go and try and introduce myself to my people, and they tell me, just wait up, youngster, we'll get at you when we get at you. And I felt a little disrespected at the time. They did have somebody sort of watching over me, kicking it with me to some degree. Went out to the bleachers. I was watching them do their powwow. I mean, you learn the yard moves soon enough. Walking around the track, and there was a dude laying out in the yard, and he's out there tanning or whatever, thinking he's at Club fucking Med. And, excuse me, he, next thing you know, you see a lawnmower blade come out from behind somebody's back and went through his chest. They set a hat on it and laid down with him for a good 10, 15 minutes. Then they got out, walked away. It was probably another 10 or 15 minutes before it was discovered what had occurred. And I was just like, fuck, wow, where did they just send me, Mom? You know? No matter how tough a guy you are, you always fucking think to yourself, man, where did they just fucking send me? You know, I knew I wanted to be a badass last time, be a non-programmer and do this and that, but you end up in those places for real and you're just like, wow, where did they send me? A lot of you guys are asking about the strike. You know, it's not going to last. So what's going to end up happening with this new California strike from here to wherever is they're going to snatch everybody's halftime. You know what I mean? And everybody's going to tuck and fold just like they did with the iron. When I say iron, I'm referring to weights. So it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't care what everybody thinks. The only way to get anything done on the inside is through a hunger strike. You know, and even for minimum wage, it's still not going to happen. You know, so those of you that are asking that question, I hope that answers it from my point of view. That's what I believe will happen. You know, back when they took the iron, everybody on the yard was like, hey, I ain't fucking loading no iron on the, you know what I mean, on the trucks when they pull in here. Because they were telling us we were going to have to load our own iron. And the day came that they were taking the iron. This is really something very upsetting that can't be unseen, is they didn't unlock the doors, so nobody got to go out. And so if you look out your window, you see trucks coming in to load the iron. And you know what's in those trucks? In the back of those trucks were other convicts. Granted, they were from another yard, but they're still supposed to be convicts. They jump out as if they were getting served a fucking nice steak burrito, and they just started loading that iron like it was a pleasure to them. That really fucked me up as far as, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, and then fucking... So they did the same thing with us. I knew when they came and took like 15 people off the yard for a day that they were taking them to the yard that they came from and taking their iron. You know what I mean? You're a convict. You ain't doing none of that shit for the man. Let the man do their own shit. And all they do is take from us, take from us, take from us when we earned everything that we got. TVs, everything, you know. It's stripped down to almost nothing nowadays. So there's almost, I can't even speak on what they have in there today because I haven't been in there in a minute. You know, fortunately, I've been living life out here. So do your best to stay out here. You know, like you do get touched inside to where eventually you just become jaded. None of us want to be jaded throughout life. Enjoy it while you can.
For all the viewers and subscribers who would like to become part of the supporting crew at $4.99 a month and contribute to the Fresh Out channel. This is what you'll be getting: an exclusive look at all up-and-coming Spreads episodes. Learn what ingredients and recipes are used in prison to elevate the eating experience and how to get creative with what's available. Get your name in the credits. By becoming a member to the channel, you are directly helping us create better content, and as an acknowledgement, your name will be shown in the credits of the Fresh Out interviews. You will also gain exclusive members only access to footage that has never been seen before from our archives, unreleased episodes, behind the scenes, bloopers, and that gritty stuff you guys like to talk about, but we can't really share on the regular YouTube channel. Biannually, you'll also get a commissary package. First 6 months, membership will get an apparel package of Fresh Out clothing, and the next 6 months, you guys will get a spreads package with all the recipes and ingredients you'll need to bust that fat ass spread. Last but not least, as an additional perk for supporting the channel and helping us create bigger and better content, all members get an exclusive discount code to use in the Fresh Out Commissary store. You'll receive 10% off all orders, no matter how big or small, and this is for unlimited use, not a one-time thing. You'll get to use this 10% whenever you want, as long as you're a paid member. All this will be available in the community tab for all you paid exclusive members. You will also get to represent the Wig Splitter crew. All members to the channel will receive this dope Wig Splitter badge icon that appears next to your name whenever you post on the channel. I've got your back on the open talks, and we'll be able to answer your questions as a priority. And sometimes, man, you just got to represent. We also support non-profit charities. After YouTube takes their cut of the $4.99, we will donate a percentage of all membership revenue to a worthwhile cause every quarter. Well, that's it, you guys. We hope you guys take that step and become a paid member and support us so we can travel to your state or your town and do an interview and keep bringing you this dope content. But remember, guys, the channel's still free, but there are a lot of perks to becoming a paid member. Big Herc Fresh Out. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.